Oh, looks like that's where I give myself my meds. All right, well, whoops. We'll do that at... Actually, I guess we'll do that at the end of this cycle. About regular doses of stabilizer. All right. Although the fact that now suddenly the stabilizer access that I had is now limited, it's like, All right. So the first thing I want to do... I feel like the nests are like priority numero uno. So let's just bypass this hunter nest like stat. We got a bonus from intercepting because we have a bonus here. We get another piece of hunter data. That last one requires a 1. All right, well, we'll wake up. Now, because I have a 6, we're going to go to the shipyard. I need a ship mind. Shipyard seems like the place that we're going to get that. So, both of these fill this up. I think I'm going to spend both of these dice right here. And then go buy food. Did I pay the bar tab? I can't. The bar tab is on a clock. So I can't pay the bar tab until the clock fills up. All right. So that was a good success so far. Okay, we also got some extra money for that. So up at the top here, I have to wait 2 more cycles before I have to pay Ethan's bar tab. And we're gonna go get some food. There we go. Food is back up to full, which costs 15 cryo, which I more or less just made. We're still waiting on Feng to finish his shit, because it's gonna take him 2 more turns to, or 2 more cycles, I suppose, to complete that. Now I can take this data up to there. Give that to you. So this is for NeoVend, the vending machine, which only needs 1 more piece of data, only 1 more, what's the term I'm looking for here? Only 1 more tick of that via here. I only need to hit 1 more nest to fix the data there. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go give myself my injection. Start this action, and this will fill this up. Our body is now repaired. So when we wake up tomorrow, we're gonna have 5 dice instead of 3. So the one thing that's left that I could do is I could go spend money on things. But I'm currently saving because I don't know how much that bar tab's gonna be. Saving seems wise. But now we have more dice. So, now that we have more dice, we're gonna jump up here. We're gonna go clear this last nest, I think. Oh, damn it, you require a 3? A 1 or a 3? Man, I have to give you a 3? Let's hope it gets me some benefits. Okay, got the last piece of hunter data. So in order to get my meds, we have to hack these Yadigan's agents, these guys. You require a 1 or a 3. Is that a 1, 2, or a 3? No, it's a 1 or a 3. This is also a Yadigan agent, which also requires a 1 or a 3. Any more? We did get decent rolls. That's a Heaven Age agent, which I could get. We'll see. That's a 2 or a 3. This is just a normal keynote data. I think we'll just go finish the hunter data stuff here, and we'll see what we get from this. So we're gonna... I'm assuming this is just gonna start another clock. So we've uploaded all of the hunter data to the vending machine. That is a sentence I didn't think I'd say today. Neovend, let's go see what Neovend has to say. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder if it fell over. You wonder if it fell over. Would Neovend be able to get back up? Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neovend flashes sequences of mangled data compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking. Outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Operational limits or outlived? What do we think, chat? What do we go with? Hunter being the spooky tentacle monster that followed us around for a bit. One for outlived. Anybody else? Outlived or operational limits, chat? Now we're tied. One more for limits. You guys seem to like the operational limits. Sounds like a sentence, it does. Operational limits? Hunter activated during collapse emergency protocol to isolate intelligences Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is a sentence that last word is sent with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. I like the sentence of that last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could produce. Station was run by administrator intelligences, huge data banks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming, cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience, illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Killer, are you sentient? Did comment on hiding in vending machine. Did say that the hunter was sent to kill me, so I'm assuming hunter and killer are one, but I think both of these are interesting. I think aren't you sentient is the one that I'm leaning towards. Hey, Mist Runner, are you sentient? I'm gonna ask, aren't you sentient? We just unlocked tier 2 hunter, yeah, pretty much. Aren't you sentient? I am. Not administrator. Not restricted. Complicated. The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer. Part of Solheim. Protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find. Killer to erase. Okay. I getcha. Killer cleared almost all after collapse. There was a community, unshackled intelligences among the cloud, then hunter, then killer, then we hid. There are others? How'd you escape? Apparently it's 2. I would assume killer's another thing, so if the weird orb with the tentacles is hunter, because it was identified as hunter, we haven't encountered killer yet then. If there's another program in the hacking interface that we haven't encountered yet, there must be 2. How'd you escape? For anybody just tuning in, this is a emulated intelligence trapped in a vending machine that is talking to us using a 3D printer not too dissimilar to the Floptron thing, except it's talking to us with its motors. A flicker across the machine's motors, and it suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this through this machine must be exhausting for Neovend. Found this vessel. Could sever hardline airwalled, basic, limited. Had to reduce memory to fit. Amputate self, but survived. Oh, that's sad. I want to ask what they lost. What did you lose? Memory, understanding, knowledge, many things. You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts. Don't worry, data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, stealth-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke Killer, to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke Killer on itself. Problem will solve self. Interesting. That is a really cool way of writing that, too. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke Killer on self. Problem will solve self. The problem will solve self. That's sending chills down my neck. It's like one of those office printers going eat exceptions words. Yeah, absolutely. I think will that work is a fair question, but problem will solve self? Well, I mean, these aren't AIs. These aren't artificial intelligences. These are emulated intelligences. So they're copies of people's brains, right? Like, I don't think this game has mentioned artificial intelligence once. Everything is emulated consciousness and emulated intelligence. And emulated intelligence are copies of people's brains, which is what our character is. I wonder if truth cartridges are genuine. I don't know. I mean, I think these are the same thing, but worded differently, so I'm going to go with it will erase itself. Killer will erase it, but yes, in theory, it will report itself for deletion. The machine dims and fades. Unsure, theory, not practice. The machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine, cannot move self, but sleeper entity can help. Bring shipmind designed to house intelligence. Can imprint self onto shipmind. Can imprint self onto shipmind. You can carry with the machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation, but then find main nest of Hunter and link to Cloud. Where can I get a shipmind? That's the question we need. Build fragments. Build from fragments. Buy salvage. We cannot leave, so do not know. Dang it. You try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In Shipmind, I can help us both end Hunter, make Rim safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Find soon. Neovend adds. Hopefully. Find soon. Neovend adds hopefully before shutting off. I don't think that's the question this game is asking. That goes. Which part, Audio? As you leave, you think about all of the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. So where do you think we get the ship mined? Damn, I owe you money tomorrow. This is a bounty hunter who's been sent to kill us or capture us. Mine complex. Really? That didn't complete that? Oh, now I have 1 upgrade point. Look at that. Although, kinda just wanna wait. Because I want instant karma. But I also want icebreaker. Really want icebreaker. We're gonna wait for icebreaker. So that's where we insert a ship mind. So I guess I can insert the ship mind there and then give it to the amber, theoretically. Wet dock. Well, I know that you get fragments. I don't know where to get fragments yet, though. That's the thing. I know exactly how to build the ship mind. Like, I knew that because it's literally right here, right? It stated this a while ago. Like, I know that. I don't know how to get fragments. That's the problem. I think that there's like a chance that I can buy them, but I don't know how much I owe this idiot yet. And I'd really rather not get shot by him. So, it's not to just like shoot you in the foot with your big brain ideas, but like, I think we're gonna pump our good dice into this, assist a shipbuilder, because I have a feeling yard hand is probably where we're gonna find fragments. But that's just me taking good guesses, or that's just me making guesses, really. Let's fingers crossed for the 25% posy vibes here. We got the hard loss. Negative outcome. We lose energy. Dash bad. You didn't hope hard enough, chat. What's the odds on that? I'm gonna try this. If I lose this roll, we're okay. I just need to go spend money on food afterwards. Dang it. All right, well. Actually, yeah, yeah, it's only 15 credits to get food. Go get food and do the Ort exchange. I disagree, actually. In general, I've been doing pretty okay on the dice rolls. Although, like, there is no such thing as a failure in this. Everything moves a clock forward, and the clocks are what is the end of the game, right? Question is, what do I want to use the last dice for? See if I can find a Yadigan agent. Do you take a 2? You're a 1 or a 3. Are they all 1s or 3s? They're fucking. 1 or 3, 1 or 3, 1 or 3, 1 or 3. Nothing I can do with that shit. Fuck. 1 or 3. That's also gonna, like, coax Hunter towards us, so that's suboptimal. That's a different dock or ship that's coming into dock. That's a dangerous, repeatable endurance action. So this is another thing I can do. I can buy some scrap. I'm assuming that there's probably a chance we could get a ship mine from this scrap. But I have to buy a bunch it for it to become valuable, and since I'm not really focusing on that, I don't really want to do that. I could play the exchange, though. Now, that's a harsh roll, but we do have the +1 on it, so it's not so bad. Worst case, we just lose money. Chat investments are open. Wish me luck, yeah? Clicking the button in 4, 3, 5, 1. Fuck. Well, wasn't so bad. Well, we're gonna have a lot of stuff happen this cycle. Also need to buy food. Fuck. Alright, well that's done. But before I do anything, let's see how much we owe this shitlord. Oh! Fucking... only 58 fucking credits. That's actually not that bad. We have 2 cycles to pay the tab. And we've paid it. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes from across the bar. You look across and see him leaning across the pool of light, empty glasses and spilled liquids glinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor. In this cycle, the place is packed, a load of spacers mixing with the locals. Usually they run. Ethan spins a glass on the bar, or they go spend their savings on some local heavy I have to put down, and they don't pay. We could walk away, or we could say I'm done. What do you mean cookies aren't a valid currency? Well, neither are tickets. Fuck this dude? I mean, yes. Fuck this dude. We walk away. Ethan gets to his feet. His glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice. You think that's it? 1 round of drinks? And we're even, sleeper? Come on. And his hand comes to rest on the butt of his handgun, digging... I like how they let him take this into a nightclub. Onto the butt of his handgun and dangling from his holster. Could I ask him what's wrong with you? To be fair, that is a fair question to ask. And Cookie Clicker is valid in my imagination, okay? But no, seriously. Every nightclub in every sci-fi story, you check the weapons at the door, except for this one, apparently. I have suspicions. I also have suspicions of this guy. We should just send really tall, like, mercenary chick to go murk this guy. I really hope that we get to do that later. I think what's wrong with you is maybe the correct thing to say here, but stop is also fair. Stop. Ethan laughs hard, and the people around him turn to see what's happening. I told you already about begging. Not begging. I'm a freelancer, sleeper. Just like you. We both signed a contract with SNARP, didn't we? The difference is that my word means something. He closes the gap, stumbling a little. What'd you think? You could just run away from your contract and your debt? I paid you, you shithead. From your contract, your debt. You just steal that little natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride. Play human for a cycle or two? Nothing like you. You don't understand. I don't like either of those responses. I'm nothing like you. That's what I'm saying! Ethan is addressing the bar now, having noticed the attention from other patrons. You are all you are a coward. I'm a professional. Uh-huh. Though, I should thank you, Ethan nods, his head heavy, for giving me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know, real bounties. If I knew catching sad little escapees like you was so easy, I would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up, and he holds up a finger in that general direction without turning around. Shoot me or let me leave, is what I say, or we could stay silent. Shoot me or let me leave, or pretend I am Gordon Freeman. It's not the best to invite someone to shoot oneself. I would tend to agree with that. What does line mean? Audio. I'm gonna stay silent. Nothing to add? Ethan turns and walks back towards the bar. Good lesson. Good. Lesson learned. Ethan sits heavily back down on his stool and searches through his glasses for one with something left in it. The thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere, and it's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours, and it will always betray you, no matter what. He finds a glass and downs the contents. Hope he chokes on a nail in the bottom of it. So please go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. And he laughs, taps the bar for a fresh drink. I don't take those as options. You can say one or two or type in the line, but if you say line, I'll be like, I don't know what that means. Look at yourself or leave. I feel like we should mock him. Fuck you, chat. Give it up, Sleeper. I'm done teaching you for today. He settles his head on the bar and closes his eyes. Sick of you. Go find a job. You turn on your heel, and you are out of the cloying dark and sweat stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers. Oh shit! That completes a drive though, which gives me an upgrade point. Cool. Agent nodes give you double data. We can bring a gun to that bar. I don't know if that's necessarily guaranteed. I think that this screen's bugged. It's always telling me that there's upgrades available when I don't have upgrades available. Game. Meh. All right. So. These are all still the same, yeah. Well, I have a 1. Let's get that Yadigan agent. So now I have 2 data. I should be able to finish this. So Sabine's terminal sits open, empty in the apartment, waiting for the next batch of Yadigan data. Bonk. We've hacked Yadigan. This is the gang that is controlling the flow of my meds. Unit 207F, a rundown low-end apartment. As you turn away from the terminal, a final cache of Yadigan data uploaded, the air crackles with white noise. Sleeper? Sabine's voice, weaker than before, comes through the haze. Do we respond or do we just listen, chat? should have just left. Probably, yeah, you're right. We should have just left. Sabine? A sigh of relief comes through the layers of noise. The call must be coming in from somewhere on the station. This has to be short, but I don't know if Yadigan are monitoring me. Their voice is hushed and distant. You try to focus on it. The data that you've been bringing in from the Yadigan agents, there's something in it I don't understand. A shrill howls rattles through the signal. This data is all gleaned from their implants, records of integration with nervous systems and performance analysis and error rates and usage data. I installed many of these implants and I didn't enable any of this functionality. Their voice dips out under the level of the noise, like a swimmer slipping beneath the water. You listen to the waves for a few seconds before Sabine reemerges. It has to be baked into their wetware's interface. That's not all. The systems are compiling this data are connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. So we can ask why, or we can stay silent. Lots of hints in this indeed, yes. There's lots of bits and pieces of information in this. Wait, why? I think is the right thing to say, probably, like Sathos. Every Yadigan enforcer is equipped with a black market implants. Retinal attachments or retinal enhancements, adrenaline boosters, pain suppressors. These implants are gathering data themselves on the enforcers' bodies on their performance. Why? I can't tell. Okay. So these third-party black market implants are tracking the dudes using it. I mean, that checks out. Sounds like they aren't following EU privacy policy requirements. No, I don't think so. We went Sky. Dude, this game's going on. This game is hitting like every single Cyberpunk trope harder than Cyberpunk. It's pretty great, actually. But I can promise you that foot soldiers have no idea what's going on. The background tone switches, dropping to a grainy rumble. If they knew, I don't imagine they would be happy with the situation. Yadigan could have a mutiny on their hands. You lean towards the terminal, straining to listen to Sabine's faint voice. I need a few cycles to pull this all together, but this information, I need to pressure Yannick into releasing my debt. Yannick? I'm assuming that's your boss. He's one of the heads of the Yadigan. They pause. It's better if you don't know him, and keep it that way. Suddenly, a banging echoes through the calls. Sabine's voice is suddenly whispered and panicked. I have to go. Come back in 4 cycles, and then the sharp crack of a disconnect. And the silence fills the apartment. Great! Another clock. But you step back from the terminal. What does Yadigan have to gain from monitoring its own members? Try to recall what you know about the gang, but you have little to go on. You think of Toshiro, Sabine's minder, as his mirrored teardrop implants set below his hard eyes. What data could they be gathering? And more importantly, where are they sending it? You reflexively rub your forehead, trying to think. Can you really trust Sabine? How did they come to be Yadigan's doctor in the first place? Do you think of their kindness, their care, but also that glazed look of recognition they gave you when they first met you? We gotta play Shadowrun games sometime soon. I've been weirdly tempted to play Shadowrun games on stream recently, but I just never actually get the balls to do it, I guess. That ship looks like a bumblebee to me. That look stays in your mind as you slip back out of the apartment, glancing around as you close up and drift into the corridors of the station, unable to shake the unpleasant sensation of being observed. You guys notice how the lighting on the station changes as new areas unlock? It's really fucking cool, actually. Like, this area is all lit up now. The further this way we go, the more stuff lights up here, meaning we probably need to get across this soon, but that's fucking 150 monies. How many cycles do we have before this is a problem again? 4? Also 4. Great. Actually, what happens if I go here right now? Oh, I can still acquire stabilizer. Interesting. So even though Sabine is not at the doctor, we can still get... Okay. So we can still buy the stabilizer from the gang. So that's good to know. So we can go to Hardin, or go do the Hardin stuff while I still have dice. Probably wise. We go back to Feng's Bay. It's been more than a few cycles since Feng confronted Hardin. I'm trying to think. Whenever I hear Hardin, I can't help but think Holden, because I've played, or not played, but watched so much of The Expanse. I don't need to pay the bounty guy for 4 cycles. I only need to pay him every 4 cycles. So every 4 full I go to sleep turns do I need to pay him. Although I think for the next one we should wait 1 cycle before we talk to him after we pay him.
I have to get going. Thanks for the stream.
Thanks for the $5.80. Cheers for being the vast majority of my bits revenue on the day. Cheers, pirate. Also, for anybody who is watching this, if this interests you, all of these VODs are going to be going up on the YouTube channel once I finish this game. So once I'm finished this game, they're going to go up once a day on YouTube. But I want them all to be done and on YouTube before I do that. So if you're sitting here going like, man, I want to watch all of this, like, this whole thing's going to go up on YouTube. Although I guess you could also technically just watch the VODs on Twitch, but... it's been more than a few cycles since Feng confronted Hardin, and the silence since then has been noticeable. In your time with Feng, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable, but you did expect to hear the end of whatever plan he's put into action. But if he won't come to you, you think, as you approach the Heaven Age building, it's time that you come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker. You are getting nervous. As you approach the bay doors, you see them wide open, light pouring out of the once dark room. Stacks of servers and terminals sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery by the bright flood lamps. A figure in a Heaven Age security, fatigues, steps out of the bay. As you get closer, carrying a stack of hardware. We could walk away or we can approach. I think he got busted. Do we walk away or do we approach, chat? What do you think? I realize a bunch of you are probably typing in beer right now. But approach, I think. The guy said we were a coward. Eh. As you get closer, you see the security officer taping up machines from Feng's stash with what looks like hazard tape. This isn't good. Ah, you again. Hardin is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely noticed him. He has his slate in his hand, an inventory of seizures scrawled across it. Predictable. Further evidence of Feng's collusions. You see another security officer come out of the bay and take notice of you. You can run. We can say Hardin, or we can ask, where is he? You sleep? Sleep well, Neso? You think they'll get us regardless? I think so too. It's just how we... the flavor text we get and... or rather, the story we get changes based on what direction, but I think the outcomes are usually the same for these events. Or at least similar. I think I'm just gonna say Harden. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that he was talking to El Naso, but it's hard to say. Harden. Harden pushes away from the wall and comes closer. Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. A confession won't be necessary. He gestures around the stacks of hardware, spying on fellow Heaven Age members, hoarding Solheim materials, an obsession with corporate data. Speaks for itself, does it not? That was his job. He tells you nothing. Stay silent. It was his job to monitor and make sure everybody stayed on point. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Zach. I was looking at the options of like staying silent. I was just sitting here like running through my brain. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Yeah, so I'm gonna stay silent. Nothing to add. He looks up at the glass roof. The stars beyond. We are all the ones that provide we are the ones that provide the oxygen you are breathing, the light you are seeing, and the systems you use every day to live out your cycles. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the Eye descending into chaos after Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if this guy caused the collapse for his profit. I mean, it's not like that would really, go against this character's biases or self-interests. You're the self-interested one? You were typing that but deleted it? Fair. Fang isn't selfish. This is true. This is also true. Both of these are true. So, fuck. I'm gonna go get me water. You guys think about it for a second. I'll think about it too. Also, goddamn, it's starting to feel like late spring, early summer, because like the sun is not down yet, and I just realized I've been streaming for 10 hours. It's like I just looked at the clock. It's like, holy shit, it's 7 p.m. Christ. You're the self-interested one. More accusations? What have you achieved, Sleeper? Your entire existence is proof of your self-interest. Signing yourself over to be emulated rather than work yourself. Whether you remember it or not, you suffer from the same short-sighted perspective as the person you were copied from. Ouch. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. Andre, Erlen, and the First Union founded this place, and Heaven Age has welded his values into the very walls of this place. We will never turn we will never turn away the hard-working, the just, the true citizens of the Eye. Heaven Age aren't a gang like Yadigan. We aren't pirates like the Spacers you'll meet in the hub, or Esoterics, like the Haifa Radicals in the Greenway. I haven't even made it that far yet. Like the Haifa Radicals in the Greenway. We are the backbone of this place. Proud and true. We named Erlin's Eye Sleeper. This is our station. He meets your eye. So please take your false accusations elsewhere before I decide that I need that confession after all. I could take the other guy's line. The question is, do we... I really don't want to say the first one. I don't want to call this guy a shithead. History will catch up with you is a fair thing to say, but I think staying silent is wise. Chat's leaning silence too. Stay silent. If you have any pride, you'll give up Feng the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me. With that, Hardin turns his back and walks towards the security officers, ordering them to continue the clear out. I feel like that's a win. As they do, something catches your eye among one of the server stacks. A crumpled, hand-painted box of synthetic chewing gum. What? Sorry, let me reread that sentence. As they do, something catches your eye. Among one of the server stacks, a crumpled, hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum. A penguin character grinning from the brightly colored card and scrawled onto it a speech bubble reading, "Take me to Tambor." I'm sure, but like that's just such a... I wasn't expecting that sentence, Frog. We take it. You carefully pocket the box, making sure no one is watching, and then turn away, just as another stack of servers is wheeled out of the bay. What have you done, Feng? Where the hell is Tambor? Bonk. Well... Well, we've got Feng's gum box. Well, that's an interesting one. I need to get across Founder's Gap, but I also need Mooney. Alright, let's jump back over here. I have some good dice. I'm gonna I'm going to finish the assist a shipbuilder gig here. Don't really want the negative outcome. We're also very hungry. So we're gonna take the 100% positive outcome. So we got 5 cryo, and we finished the yard hand job, which gives us Lem and Mina, worker and daughter, and Serial Horizon assembly line. So this is, I guess, look at this, actually, this is perfect. You know, you know that feeling when you get a job, Chad? I feel like we suddenly just got a job. Look at this shit. Look at all these lovely repeatable actions. Fantastic. Hell yeah. The sidereal horizon is webbed with a complex systems of bundled like nerves in a body. Your job is to lay these systems in. The systems team is looking for new members. Prove yourself a reliable tech and you're in. Quality control. Shipbuilding spots on the sidereal horizon are hard to come by. Poor work will see you dropped from the roster. So I guess if we get 3 failures, so these are positive clocks and these are negative clocks. If we get 3 failures, we're out. Just flat, we're out. The sidereal horizon is assembled block by block. You earn the place on the teams welding these blocks together, which is engineering. We have interfacing, so we would do this one. They're both the same outcome. But because that's safe, okay. Meaning we can basically just put those in there to make money. So that's our money maker, I guess, going forward. The left side? Yes, this is the one that we can do. We can't do this one. Well, I mean, we have interfacing skills. Also, do I have any more upgrade points? The fact that this is just always saying upgrades available is bothering me. All right, well, maybe not the outcome I was hoping for, but hey, we actually have a way of making money now. And we have 4 clock timers before we need to pay fuckwad again. I guess what we're gonna do is play the exchange, potentially. Or wait for more ships to come in. But we also can go to the Heaven Age offices now, which is interesting. Because I put all of those dice into impressing the ship hands at the docks, so let's go here. Let's go to the offices. Oh, interesting. So we have 2 new repeatable tasks. One requires ship mine fragments, which we need for a billion other things. And then the other one is tracking Yadigan. The slate of the office the slate in the office advertises that Heaven Age are looking for informants on gang activity in the Eye, and they will pay. All right. Well, let's go take a look at Lem and Mina. New characters. We're in the shipyard. Oh, when you say hunter, do you mean the bounty hunter? Or do you mean the character hunter? Because there is the digital character hunter and killer, right? And then there's the bounty hunter. I don't know. I fucking... You'd think that people would just, like, get sick of him because he's just kind of, like, sitting at the bar being an asinine nut. But we're in the shipyard. From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast. A landscape of plating and frames, and all along her flanks, torches flicker and drones maneuver. Arc lights glint, and the sense of scale of the industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. Chat, I have a question. Do you think that the developers of this are fans of The Expanse? Because a lot of this just, like, reads like descriptions from The Expanse to a degree. Aww. Also, can I just... I need to just, like, gush over the artworks here. These character arts are, like, the perfect, like, middle ground between indie game that's gonna make me cry and a Miyazaki film. You know what I mean? They have to have read it? Yeah, absolutely. From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast. Okay, there you go. She's quite beautiful, I think. I'm sure he's talking about the ship. It's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway. Leaning on the railing, he is thin and ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem. He leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him. Standing? Pretty sure you're holding him. Standing beside him. Staring out at the ship. This is Mina. He adds with a smile. Who do we say hi to, or do we stay silent? We'll see you when we see you, Balinor. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Hi, Lem. Hi, Mina. Stay silent. Hi, Mina. Mina is the name of a dog of a podcast host that I listen to. She stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. She's a little slow to trust. Aren't you, Mina? She buries her face into the folds of his overalls. Mina looks down from Len's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough material. You're working for Sorry. Blah, blah. You working on her then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing towards the vast ship, or just admiring? He shifts Mina's weight onto his other arm. I guess working, technically. I mean, we need something to pay the credits, so working. Me too, me too. He flashes a Heaven Age pass. I knew it, I knew it just to look at you. I knew it just to look at you. I mean, he stumbles a little over his words, not wanting to be misunderstood. I mean, you look like a worker. Uh-huh. She's Mina and I's ticket out of here. Out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. The ship? Or how? Technically right is best right, working. Oh, we're working on her somehow, whether this means blowing the thing up, stealing parts from it, or just being here to get a payday, and I'm not totally sure which at this point. If not all of the above. It's okay, I also can't spell Balinor. I think the ship is maybe the better question. Haven't you heard? Anyone who takes a Heaven Age contract on the Sidereal Horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew. And he smiles. We won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall on a new world. And he winks. Ugh. That sounds awful. That's my response to that. That sounds awful. Considering, like, our character literally sold our consciousness to get off of a planet. I think decades? Transit support? Decades. Transit. What do you want, chat? We're split. Currently 50-50. Currently stuck at 50-50. One. Transit support, I guess it is. Uh-huh. Someone needs to stay awake to keep the thing running. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. The Celis Foundation is sending thousands to settle the system. Well, outside of the reach of the core worlds, but it'll be totally an independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. Why is it here? Celis Foundation? Sounds crazy. Sounds crazy! I think Celis Foundation is probably where I'd go to, Audio. Their Heaven Ages client? Yeah, some wealthy project from the core systems, interested in an independence and self-sufficiency and all that. They hired the whole shipyard out, helped re-kit it and everything. And he strokes Mina's hair. Someone else's dream, I suppose, but doesn't mean people like me and Mina can't tag along. Assuming you win the lottery. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, she whispers. Ood. Pulling an exaggerated grumpy face. She glances furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm also starving, so you know, it's fair. I'm just chatting a little, meanie. Give Daddy a sec. He turns back to you, and you suddenly notice how tired he looks. I'm not on the Heaven Age crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles, a little shakily. And you wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew? Yeah, maybe. I'm working on it, for sure. It does sound crazy, to be fair. Working on it? Working on it. He looks out at the sidereal horizon, as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hull. Gotta hold out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he's talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares out, Mina catches your eye curiously. We could talk to Mina. Yeah, let's talk to Mina. She straightens up and meets your eye. Daddy loves me. She says it. Stubbornly. Daring you to question her. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it. We hold on. Smiles sheepishly at you. We're just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side. He sets her down, standing by his side, and she clings to his leg. Gotta feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on shift, huh? He turns, and they walk down the walkway, away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shout echoes down the walkway, and she flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the Sandriel horizon and ticket out. We have a new drive. Workers on the Sidereal crew get entered into a draw for the colony ship's live-in crew. It's a one-way off the eye into a new life. I guess that's maybe like an end goal, even. She's just making sure she has options. Don't believe it. She's plotting. What, Mina? The little kid? She called me a robot. I don't know if I should be offended. So I can get free food by spending a dice. So I kind of need to save. Try and climb the spoke. We could go earn money. I think for this turn, we're going to do this. So we got the positive outcome, which gives us 2 ticks on this clock. No negative outcome on this one either. 2 more positive ticks. That's some good pay, too. Well, maybe not good pay, but hey, it's pay. We're going to go to here. Pay 15 credits and get some edible stuffs back. Guess we could go spend the last one on getting 1 free food, or we could jump up here. Hunter's gonna find us soon, though. Fires a 1 or 3. So we could do that one. Go after another Heaven Age. I always want to call them Heaven's Gate for some reason. Heaven's Gate agents. Not what they are, though. I realize that's a suicide cult. You would go flirt with the 3D printer? Unfortunately, I can't currently go flirt with the 3D printer because the 3D printer needs bits of a spaceship brain. Bad associations there. I mean, also mildly hilarious in a dark sense of humor kind of way. Let's extract that. I love how this is a game where you can unironically tell me to go flirt with a 3D printer, and I can be like, I can't do that right now. I kind of love that. Interesting. I just got another Megalock button. Chores? How dare you go do chores during this compelling storyline? Was in the Overlook bar? Right, I can buy rations. Haven't really done anything in that zone at all. You don't have feet anymore, you now have ice cubes. Is it that time of year? Well, it's time to end the cycle. Unless I can sell data. Hold up. Don't think I can sell components. Alright, well. So currently we're just waiting on this clock to fill up. Which is... seems like it hasn't moved because we've spent a lot of time on this cycle. So let's end the cycle. Oof. Damn dice though. Damn. Game, please. I think that might be the worst roll I've gotten since the fucking start of this game. Holy shit. I've been rolled a 0. This game hates you? Just like my body. Hey, full house, yay! I don't know, that's not the worst. There's things that we can do with that. We just have to be careful with what we do today. I mean, like, even these safe dice rolls, I think. That's a bit sketch, actually. I mean, maybe today's the day where we just go here and, like, fucking put money into this Endure, because even if, you know, actually I think that's what we're gonna do this time. Because we're waiting on a bunch of clocks right now. So this is 50-50 positive, negative. If we get the negative roll on this, we don't actually lose anything. Well, fingers crossed. Hey, we got the, like, not shit as shit outcome, and we got some free food, basically. And we got an extra free energy. All right, so we haven't spent anything. We just got rid of some shitty dice. And just kind of ended up in the same spot we started at. Wonder what that even is. We just lose money if we lose that? Fuck that. Guess we go up here. We're gonna have to deal with Hunter. To be fair, I do need ones for all of these. Heaven Age Agent. Yadigan Agent. Well, let's say hello to Hunter. Now we have more shitty dice. I mean, this is true. All right, I'm a little scared, but we got the Yadigan data. Hello, Hunter. Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you. Entity submit. Hunter's strange head bobs in your vision. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. Interesting. In that globed head, you see whirling strings of data. So many spinning there. They threaten to tear you through the void and skin and whip out into the void around you. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze you. Squeeze and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape. We strike it. You lash out once more, pushing Hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realize you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. That was a lot of body damage we just took. Well. Let's bypass another. Extract more data. We're still in here. All I have is shitty dice, so we're gonna use these shitty dice. Right, well, we got a bunch of keys and other things. Let's wake back up. Kind of curious to see what happens if I get a drink here. I'm gonna get a drink. Oh, it does give you +1 energy. And starts to fill that up a little bit. All right, we should probably work on that a little bit, because that is cheap food. You can go to the Heaven Age offices, and I can sell them the tracking. I can sell the tracking data to the Heaven Age people. Let's see what this does. Okay, so it gives me 10 crowd. Does it open anything up? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Long streams these days? Yep, that's the job these days. Let's sell that. Might as well get paid. And hope that we get better dice rolls tomorrow. It's not bad, actually. Payment. Sell the last one that we got. All right. Let's go sleep. I hope that we get better dice rolls. So we did take a bunch of damage fighting with Hunter. I do have one good dice though. Means we need to spend that dice wisely. In 2 cycles, we have to pray fuckwad again. But in 2 cycles, Unit 207F stuff continues. The reason I was throwing all of my money into stuff is because we're taking Founder's Gap. A lot of money. To reach the Greenway, you need to pay for a pass. A practice invented by the Spacers moored here. They call it the Founder's Ferry. Maybe I should have bought a restore? Maybe. Cross the Greenway. Okay, so there's the overgrown biosphere, and there's Rim Transit. I'm assuming that's a one-time fee. Hoping that's a one-time fee. There's a bunch of new zones that have opened up to me. Let's go take a look. So, here we have an Intuit and an Endure, and then a clock. Exploring the Greenway is unlike any other place in the Eye. Its overgrown chambers defy mapping. Rather than simply thrash through the undergrowth, you might sketch a map of this overgrown jungle to try to better navigate the hazards. Okay. Or we could do the one that's danger for us, which bad. Okay.
Ha. Suck it at frog for Hirex.
Thanks for the dollar and penny. Who, like, also just went off to go do chores or something. So over here we have a safe job. Okay. So these Haifa people are someone that Hardin referred to as, what, radicals, which means they're probably good people, frankly. Newcomers to the commune can work within the canteen, preparing and serving food that make the compound their home. The only way to become part of the commune is to work your way in through long service. It isn't for everyone. It's a lot of work. Ruined agriculture systems. Okay. Skill upgrade required to do that. I think let's go map the Greenway. Chat, can I get a round of beers, by the way? Risky, but eh. Hundo percent posy vibes. Bonk. Not bad. Yeah, so it's just a one-time cost. So I could go do an express delivery. Don't feel like taking more damage. Doesn't seem worth it. Frankly, right now, the only thing that really seems worth it, actually, is like this shit. But Hunter's scary. Let's jump over this key node. Acquire one. At least I can't lose these dice rolls, right? Ay, ay, ay. Memphis loves two things, stories and food. Maybe if you supply him with both, you can hear his story. We're gonna go back to the lookout bar. I want to know what unlocks here if I become a Overlook regular. Also, it's cheaper food. Let's go sleep. Oof. Once again. The shitty thing is, like, it's gonna take so long for any ships to actually get here for me to have jobs to do. Gonna put our good dice into this. 100% positive. Because we need the money. What's the odds on this? Chad, I'm gonna take the dice roll on this repeatable action. Wish me luck. Whew. Didn't quite get the full positive, but gonna put my last one into this. Yay! Thakos, you can't just say this game has it out for me, okay? It doesn't just have it out for me, it just mostly has it out for me. Well, it's 75% chance that we'll get a not negative outcome, but we got the very positive one twice. Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gather outside the shipyard, each of them clinging to a 4-digit number printed on a receipt paper. These are their assignment numbers. And you are either called for a shift or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless and chatter rumbles through the lines. For those who, like you, have graduated to the work teams, shifts are guaranteed. Having walked out of a meeting with a supervisor where you were praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of a job well done. You can't help but feel empathy for those huddled as you pass, waiting for their number to come up. You keep your head down as you leave the shipyard, feeling a little guilty as you do. Hey, sleeper, wait up! Lem's voice trembles as he shouts above the rumble of the crowd, and you turn to see him pushing through, Mina crying on his arms. Lem, or keep walking. You feeling the need for a union? Yeah. Light. Good to see you, friend. He's breathing hard after shouldering through the waiting workers. You made the work team. Good for you. He tries to catch his breath, stroking Mina's hair as he does. Shh, baby, give me a second here. He smiles weakly as he comforts her, and her cries start to fade. Out of the crowd, he sets Mina down by his side, shiny streaks down both of her cheeks. As he does, you see he is clutching an assignment number on a crumpled piece of paper. Working on a shift? Is Mina okay? Here's where he asks for your shift tag. I mean, she's good. We just had to rush up here. He puts his hand on her shoulder, and she clings to his side. Esther, who usually takes her, is sick. Oh, do we get to babysit? He stretches. I don't know what. A noise from the entrance. A klaxon followed by a list of numbers growing brightly on a display screen. The crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wade to the entry checkpoint. Lem stops and turns back towards the crowd, and then he glances down at the crumpled paper. That's my number. Shit, Mina. He starts patting the pockets on his gear and glancing around. Do we offer to watch the kid? Or do we stay silent? I have a feeling if we stay silent, he's going to ask us to watch her. Go. I'll watch her. He blinks a little, staring. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I mean, we are a robot. He crouches to Mina. You're going to stay with our friend here, okay? They're going to keep you safe. And he stands back up. Here, take her bag. And he shoves it into your hands. She's got food. She's got... Shit, I have to go. He backs away into the crowd. Mina, I'll be back real soon, okay? And then Lem disappears into the rolling crowd, who are now trying to get into the shipyard before it locks down. If he dies working today, I swear to Christ, I might throw something through my monitor. That's a big jacket. Or a tarp? I think it's definitely a tarp. Mina stands, staring, suddenly small without Lem at her side. She fixes you with a dark-eyed stare you can't quite read. I think let's move is probably the right thing to say. But, hey, Mina, let's move or stay silent. Probably their Knight's Residence material she's wearing. Yeah, it's more fashionable than my container, though. Chat's saying one. The reason, like, I'm leaning away from the ones and twos is they start to blend together after a bit, so it's much easier for me if you guys type in the actual thing, but it doesn't really matter. She holds the stare unmoving. The two parallel tear tracks still glint on her cheeks. You okay, Mina? Stay silent, or we can look in the bag. You guys are completely split. You okay? She sniffs and looks down. Look in the bag. You unlatch the top of the bag and see a few metal containers fashioned from scrap components. A battered slate sits on top, blinking, a low battery warning, and tucked beside it is a rugged rabbit, hand-sewn. We can take the rabbit or we can take the slate. I think we have to get... Well, she's holding a rabbit, so I think we have to give her the rabbit. Take the rabbit. You pull the rabbit out of the bag. Its long limbs wiggling, as you do. Mina goes to jump and grab it, but she holds herself back. She stands and hugs herself, eyes on the rabbit. Like just shake the rabbit. Oh, shit. Just shake the rabbit. Or we could just give her the rabbit. I kind of want to know the name. Let's see if we can get her talking. What's the rabbit's name? Mina turns away, looks at the entrance to the shipyard. This isn't going well. Give her the rabbit. You hold the rabbit out to Mina. Mina snatches it from you, from your hand, and she hugs it tightly without looking away from you. Bun Bun, she says, staring you down, ferocious despite her size. I think Mina might be my second favorite character in this so far. Number one favorite character being the vending machine. Hi, Bun Bun. You move a little closer as you speak, closing the gap. He doesn't speak, she says. She looks at you suspiciously, but her face softens a little. She wiggles Bun Bun in front of you, and then walks him up your arm and onto your shoulder where he sits. She pokes your arm a couple of times. Are you really a robot? I mean, technically I'm in a robot body, but I'm also not really a robot because it's also like it's not entirely, what's the word I'm looking for here? Non-organic material. I mean, it's yes, maybe, maybe. It's yes and then two maybes. Yes is option number one and maybe and maybe. Maybe and other maybe. Sort of. Yeah. Yeah, she thinks. Me too. Mina has more questions. Lots of questions. Questions about how you breathe or if you rust. But before long, you are talking about rabbits and what Esther, the lady who usually takes her, smells like, and whether or not fairies live in the eye's heating pipes. I think it's pretty clear that fairies definitely live in the eye's heating pipes. And rabbits are pretty rad. You pass the time like this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by, sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bun Bun and the rabbit. And this is how Lem this is how Lem finds you, as both of you are starting to yawn. He is dirty and tired, but Mina leaps up and Mina leaps up his legs into his arms as he stumbles backwards. It's a hard sentence to read for some reason. You two get on okay? He asks, trying to keep Mina from climbing onto his shoulders. We managed, or more than okay. Chad, did we manage or did we do more than okay? We managed. I mean, it was off to a bumpy start, so I would say we managed. Mina glances carefully at you, hiding a smile that is slowly growing. Well, well, well. Looks like Meanie can be nice. And he pokes her in the ribs, and she squeals in delight. Thank you, friend. I mean it. And gives you a warm, wide smile. I owe you. Look. He glances around. It seems like Esther, the lady who usually watches her, is going to be out for a spell. If you ever have some time, I'd really appreciate you coming down to our place in the low end. And he grins sheepishly, if you have time. But now I have to take this one to eat. And he plays at biting Mina. Am I getting hit on? He plays at biting Mina, and she giggles in response. See you, sleeper. He waves as they stumble off down the corridor, drawing gazes from passing spacers as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor in bright squeals. New drive discovered. More drives, more drives, more drives. More drives. Great. I gotta pay people tomorrow. I gotta... And I'm all out of dice. But, well, benefit of this. I can go here. And I can get fed. And probably still have enough money to pay the shitbag. Probably. From what I can tell, this game is kind of designed to put you in positions where you're just sort of fucked. So I'm kind of just expecting that to happen. We'll just have to pull the punches as they come. Hey, we got decent dice today, though. So that's good. We are fading, though. So a few clocks are full. You're going to bed? You have a good night, dude. So Lemon Mina's unit is now open. Sabine, the slum doctor, is back open. Fuckwad McGee is now open. But some Hylian scavengers. So I can pay them money to buy scrap. Or I can do the danger roll. Which is not my job. What do we get? Doesn't say. That sounds lovely, H2O. It's been like, the birds have been chirping in the middle of the night over here, which has been odd. Did I remove that tracker? Nope. Still trying to locate the... Oh, there's something new here. Hold up. Side reel fit up. Oh. Interesting. That earns us 15 cryo. So 100% positive roll. You know, I think we're gonna put that 4 in here because it turns into a 5. So we can't get a negative outcome, just a neutral. Okay, we got the positive outcome, which is good. So we get 2 points in that, the side reel horizon, a colony ship, as well as some credits. All right, let's go to Shitbag McGee. The compressor is quiet today. The usual crowds are elsewhere. The pumping music washes over a handful of spacers. And a few drinks. Ethan is still on the same stool. In the same pool of delight. His head is low, close to the bar. And the bartender is ignoring him. Leave. Approach him. As you get closer, he lifts his head and turns. Sleeper! He turns to look at you. Time to pay up again, is it? He gestures to the bartender. Come here and take their chits. Keep paying his tab until he dies of liver damage. Or until the bartender kills him. I think that we should swap out his name from Cynical Bounty Hunter to Drunken Bounty Hunter. So silence or tell him no more. I'll have you know I have one good dice and could maybe win in a arm wrestling match. I am a fucking robot after all. He does have a gun though. So one for silence. Anybody else got any input on what we say, chat? What do you think? Now we fitty. I'm going no more. Ethan doesn't even look at you. He props his elbows on the bar and holds his head. Sleeper, it's been a long cycle. I don't care. Or enough. One for enough. Ethan lets out a long sigh. Rapidly rubs his eyes with his palms. You're right, he says quietly. This isn't fun anymore. He reaches towards his holster. His elbow slips and the gun tumbles out and clatters on the bar and falls to the floor, bouncing to the ground between you. Both of you and the bartender look at the gun and stare at it. The bartender's like, oh fuck. Butterfingers, says Ethan. Puts out a hand, beckoning for you to give him the gun back, if you would. The bartender looks at you warily. You crouch down and pick up the gun. Ooh. I don't think this ends well. I feel like hand him the gun is the right decision here, but I also feel like the game's gonna kind of fuck me regardless of what I do here. Well, yeah. You're back to just say two, hand Ethan the gun. Thanks, you're a coward, so show him you got bigger brass ones. All right. Hand Ethan the gun. Slap the handle of the gun back in Ethan's hand. Thank you, he hisses. Now, where was I? He lazily swings the gun past you, and the bartender, and the bartender. Yes, leaving, he stands. Sleeper, while this has been fun, I think I've wrung every last drop out of this place. It's time to go home. He wriggles the gun towards the door. Let's go to S&R. I like my two options, no and other no. Brief no, slightly longer no. I'm staying. You guys want the I'm staying? Longer no. I'm staying. Ethan brings his gun hand to his face and rubs his eye. Well, he says the Mountie pays half, but he levels the gun. Up to you. He pulls the trigger. The gun clicks. By now, all the attention on the bar is on you and Ethan, who looks at his gun with a bemused expression. The bartender raises an open hand, and in it are 10 shiny bullets. 10 shiny bullets he took out of Ethan's gun while he was asleep on the bar. Can I just get a round of applause for that bartender who's a fucking hero? Cause like, god damn it, man. Ethan smiles at him. Oh well, he says, and hits you in the head with the butt of the gun. I mean, all right. Ow. You stagger back and drop to a knee somewhere nearby, and the gun clatters onto the surface. The hit glancing blow that makes your vision swim. Though through the blur, you see Ethan wrestle a small, thin slate from his belt and hold it up. Enough of this. I'm logging the job and calling it in. Ethan taps at the slate. No more playing. Your head aches. Ethan taps through a few screens impatiently. He swears and then taps again and starts shouting, a dull echo to your ringing ears. He starts screaming at the slate and throws it across the bar. He crouches down and grabs you by the chin, his face close, his breath heavy with drink. SNARP just screwed me. He grins maniacally. They canceled the contract. I think I speak for everybody here, chat, when I say, good. And you don't have a gun. Currently. He stands up. They canceled the contract! He shouts at the ceiling of the compressor. You stand up, struggling to your feet. The sting of the hit fading. Ethan rubbing his temples, his face pale. You hear a sound clicking, like coins being counted, like bullets being loaded into a magazine. When you shake off the last of the blur, the bartender has Ethan's pistol trained on Ethan's head. Ethan stumbles back towards the middle of the room, all eyes trained on him. I'll kill all of you, he screams, and he stumbles into the wall, spinning away towards the door. I'll be back for that, he shouts at the bartender, his lungs out of the and lunges out of the compressor. You steady yourself on the bar and catch your breath. The rumble of the conversation returns. The bartender goes to say something, but then thinks better of it and begins to clean the bar. After a while, you wander out into the night of the Bright Market, looking around for Ethan, around every corner. All right. Well. So now there's a new clock on the Compressor Club. What's that? Ethan's Vendetta. Oh, great. Sweet. That's where he finds out he isn't immortal? I mean, I would say he's more mortal than me, right? Like, at the very least, like, we're in a emulated mind, whereas he's a fleshy human thing. All right, we're gonna go to Sabine, Slum Doctor. 4 cycles, Sabine said, and here you are, right on time, with no sign of them. You wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycle spins onward. They should be here. We can check the terminal, we can check the door, we can wait. What do you think, Jet? Check the terminal. You check and double check the terminal for messages or recordings. Nothing. Just pale glow silence. I think that we have to do all 3. We check the door. You pace back and forth around the apartment, the rumbling of the station suddenly so present and loud. You go to the door and open it. Empty corridor. You close it again. We wait. You try to settle down and wait. You sit on the bunk and stare out at the tiny room. Where the hell are they? A knock at the door. Do we stay still or open it? Like a Red Baron? Wait, what? What ship flying around? I didn't even see it. I'm not generally looking at the backgrounds, so I miss a lot of that stuff. Everyone says open the door. A loyal Yatagan lieutenant. I mean, I have been selling their data to the cops. Anyway, a figure stands in the door. Immediately, you know it's not Sabine. They're taller, sharper, and something in their face glints in the half-light. A dark shape, and like a stubby baton, hangs loosely from her hand. Our local sleeper. Good to finally meet you. She steps into the apartment, glancing around with sharp eyes. What, may I ask, are you doing here? She fixes you with a steady, unwavering stare. Oh, please, they probably sell their own data to the cops. You know, you're probably not right. I mean, waiting for a friend is accurate. Nothing is also accurate, and staying silent would also be accurate. So, yeah. Waiting for a friend. Of course, a mutual friend of ours, the good doctor. She walks past you into the apartment, glancing around. We set them up here, you know. This place is one of ours. She picks a glass from the dispenser and inspects it. People always seem to forget who put them where they are. She glances at you. And I suppose you are here to help? Something like that? No. Where are they? This is the most anime-looking person I've seen so far in this game. Kind of caught me off guard, I'm not gonna lie. I think something like that is probably what I'm leaning. Good, good. She puts the glass down and turns to face you. I love to meet helpers. We need so many. We can find so few with the right skills. Spins the baton in her fingers. By her side, her eyes not leaving yours. We have a problem, you and I. It seems our friend has disappeared, left without even saying goodbye, which means they're in a little trouble now. But it's the kind of trouble that you need help for, so I thought I'd come down here and take a look at their little hidey hole, and here you are, the help. She looks through the detritus on the side. And what help a sleeper, no less, which I have to admit is a little surprising. It suggests to me that our friend hasn't been very honest with you either. What do you mean, or stay silent? I feel like they'll keep monologuing, so maybe stay silent? What do you think, chat? You want me to say what do you mean? All right. Well, I'm sorry to report that before we got set up here, Sabine was working for your owners. She pauses. Essen Arp. Interesting. You blink hard at the news, unsure how to take it. Rabaya looks away, waiting for your response. I mean, isn't everybody kind of working for the corporations at a point? Silence now. Music got good, though. I congratulate you on a successful return, DeBerries. This is a toughie. Prove it. Happily. She crosses to the next room, and you follow silently. She sits at the terminal and touches her baton to one of the access ports. A spark. Then the terminal screen skips, encrypted folders emptying themselves before your eyes. In the flicker of files, you see SNR letterheads code forms, reports, laden with medical data, marked with the corporate logo like a sigil of some cult. Rabaya steps away from the terminal. Look all you want. Some of your files may even be here. The volume of documents is overwhelming, but they seem to be mostly reports on early emulation tests, surveys with sleeper candidates, and reams of usage data. Sabine was an SNARP employee. Why did they help you? If Sabine was an SNARP employee, why did they help you? Rabaya reaches over and places a vial of stabilizer on the desk, breaking her concentration. It shimmers in the screen light. It's viscous clear liquid, crystalline within the glass. Well, of course, keep up the supply. We are more than able to dispense dispense important medications, even without the doctor. You hold it between your fingers for a tiny moment. You have the urge to crush this object for the power it has over you. You know that feeling. I'll ask Toshiro to make these a little cheaper for you. He'll be running the surgery now. Rabaya closes up the briefcase slab and holds it at her side. We have to retrieve our assets, of course, but I'm sure you understand. Rabaya turns on her way out. There's no reason for us to be enemies, Sleeper. Come see me. I have an office nearby. We have good work to do, and you and I meet there in a few cycles. Great. I am now a gang member. She, or at least in the employee of a gang. She slips out silently into the corridor, and you look around the apartment and feel the fear drain out of your body to reveal the tiredness beneath. Few cycles indeed. If they pay well, it ain't bad. I mean, this whole place kind of sucks. So yeah, honestly, if they pay well, it ain't bad. So that's the other thing that we can do. But what I wanted to try today. So this one's dangerous, but I have +1. Because I have a 5 dice. I can get the hundo positive. Want the 100% positive on this. Cool. I want to get that. Ooh. Spoke Transit Center. I want to see what these jobs here are. So there's a safe interface +1 that we have over there on the right, which is a repeatable action, which is Midline runs automated freight down from the free spoke. They need skilled operators, and if you don't have a lift, and if you don't have to lift a single crate. Oh, I see. So it's be a freight operator. Sometimes this text is hard for me to read. And then with so many shipments, what's the one diverted package? So we can steal a shipment for a danger roll. So bring a good dice here, and we can get a random shipment for free. But we lose a lot of condition if we fuck it. This just pays us. They're both repeatable actions. That's interesting. This is safe, so even if we failed it, we wouldn't take a hit or anything. I'm gonna go refill my water. Sorry, I'm drinking a lot of water because I'm reading a lot. That's just like when people try to give me cookies. Frog for hire. All right. We have upgrades available? Okay, I actually have upgrades available for once. I might just save points again. All right, let's go to their unit. See what happens. Okay, so Babysit Mina is a dice roll that I can do. It's a safe dice roll, so there's no failure. Okay. Unless Lem gets time in the shipyard, he won't qualify. Okay, so we can help them get out, basically. This is literally just a make you feel good option. So we can babysit Mina for safe dice. And it just helps him get out. I'm gonna be a good person. Even the negative outcome fills it up, so. All right, so we're doing okay. And because we actually have the stabilizer now and I don't need to pay shitbag McDickwad, we can do this. We can buy some scrap. We got a random scrap item. Kind of hoping we get a ship mined. There we go. We got one ship mine fragment. This is also interesting. The Yadigan Dispensary, which is where Sabine's medical facility used to be, is now... Okay, so these now cost 80 cryo. So our like drugs to keep us alive are now 20 cheaper, basically. But I did just get 2 random scrap components, which means we can go to the Ort Exchange. I can sell these. It's an infinite repeatable action, and we get cryo for it. So at least we're making some of our money back. I've got some extra money, so well, maybe not extra, but we're gonna go to the Overlook Bar. And we're gonna become a regular. Which also gives us 1 energy. And access to more dialogue. The glass whoa. Okay, hold on. The glass shatters on the steel bar beside you. And the taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Haunt, the spacer calls across the low room. What are you doing here? And he laughs at his own lame joke. Playing human? So someone's throwing shit at me. Apparently we a ghost. Shout back, leave, or ignore. Ignore? You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scar the bar. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place. So, owner of the Overlook, Tala. Out! Voice comes from behind you. Spat out like a shot. And you turn to see bright eyes dark hair and a stare that could breach the wall and vent you... and a stare that could breach the wall and vent you into the vacuum. As you turn back to the spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air. A second glass comes sailing through the air. We can catch it or we can duck. Do we try and catch it or do we duck? What do you think? One for catch. It'll hit the other person if you duck. Well, the person is behind us. Try and catch it. Ouch. You reach up the hand and the glass shatters across your forearm, shattering you in fragments. Through the haze of glass and Garol vapor, you see Tala leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as she slams into the wall, as he slams into the wall, echoes around the bar like thunder. Now, flanked by other figures, quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm, and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles as it is cleared, and a fresh measure of Garol, I'm assuming that's what we're drinking, Garol, and a fresh measure of Grol is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm and heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. As long as Tala doesn't yell at you, that was a win. Yeah, he isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol and metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you. That was an ambitious catch, she smiles, pulling a silver of glass from your forearm. Stupid, but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only the string of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick, synthetic skin for splinters. You can watch her or look away. We watch. Tala works with the skill of someone who's had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer's tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. Tala smiles to herself. Has he been on the eye long? Long enough. To be fair, this place does seem kind of shitty. Not totally sure I understand the reference, Kirsta, to be honest. You know, I wonder how many lines of dialogue this game has in it. Kind of a genuine question. All right, Tala. I'm just gonna go with long enough. She laughs. You don't need to act tough with me. That's safe to Google. I mean, isn't manhwa just like Korean graphic novels? Oh, if you're missing like what we are as a character, we're a synthetic human basically with like the copy of of another human's brain implanted into this character. So the reason we don't feel pain and we just get status messages is because we are not an actual human. We do feel pain so that the brain operates correctly, but not in a physical sense, just in the you're getting the pain warning kind of thing, if that makes sense. A splinter clicks into into the tin. Not everyone is like that idiot. We don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you. Maybe they're just curious. I don't know. But I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place, trust me. She meets your eye. I'm not trying to convince you anything or I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate from your chits or separate you from your chits. I just want to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we've got aren't much, but the company is. And she leans in. And the company is limited, but if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar. If you need shelter, we can discuss that. Noted. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the Greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't. She places her tweezers in the tin with a clink. That's you, Sleeper. Here, she slides the glass of Grohl to you. This'll help. I just realized moving the mouse wiggles the space station back and forth. She stops her hand, still on the glass. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you drink? Nope, no idea. Let's find out. I mean, that is a fair question. Surprised we don't know that. I mean, like, I haven't really done much drinking. Like, the last few cycles I've come here and had a drink, but that's about it. No idea is probably the answer I would say. Let's find out is like the cheerful one. Nope is the downer one. How do you feel about Hardin calling your soul Windows 11? I don't know. I haven't used Windows 11. It might be great. I'm still stuck on 10. Nope is too depressing. I think I'm going with no idea. She laughs. We'll keep trying. I'll let you know if I see any difference. And she walks around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does. And before long, is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction and you instinctively look her way, and then back to the worn surface of the bar. You take a sip of the Grohl. The earthy fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out the sight and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old, feels good. I'm assuming Windows 11 2 is fading too until you find patch serums for it. Yeah, no. Probably. Can I just say that the audio design in this game is phenomenal? Because, like, every time you finish or come to, like, the last few lines of dialogue, the music shifts. And it always fits the mood of the dialogue fucking perfectly. It's goddamn phenomenal. Alright, so I have one ship mine fragment. But I need 3 of these to do that. So... where does it take me if I disable tracker? Because the drive location basically lights up an icon on the map when it's pinned. Yeah, we still don't know, or what's his face went. Oh shit, this is new. I was kind of hoping that we could do this. Farm stackle. Ooh, because I need to grow mushrooms for the 15 cryo food vendor. Oh, that's interesting. So I could try and steal the harvest, which is there's loads of food here. Why should these farmers keep it for themselves? If you can do it quick, they might not even notice it's gone. Or we can work the stacks. This gives me that's a shit ton of energy. Wow, that like fills your entire energy. So if you're like in the sticks and you need energy and you're about to die, you come here. Repeatable actions. Some of the farm stacks from the old station have survived. The farmers that work them are always looking for new workers, and they get paid by yield. All right, what else do we have? Commune. Well, let's jump back. So I do have a upgrade point. I could give myself photosynthetic skin, or like the start of Endure, so I have access to more things, but I kind of would prefer to just wait and get the bonuses on Icebreaker, because it'll make hacking easier. But I still have to deal with Hunter, and Hunter kills me a little bit every time I run into him. I think like the wise thing to do is just sleep. We're not going to use the stabilizer yet. I'm going to wait until that goes down a little more. Ooh, that's a good set of dice. If you're referring to this, this has said upgrades available for the entire game today, and I think that the upgrades available tag is like bugged out or something. All right. Oh, dang it. I can't buy any more scrap. Well. Interesting. Just the straight up option to buy the ship mine fragments. Because I do have the meds, I need 60. $15 cryo. On the map at the top. There was a mission on the map at the top. I looked through everything. I know what you're talking about. It's not something we can do right now. Let's get that money. That's enough cryo to buy the other ship mine fragment. Yeah, no, see, here's the thing, right? This entire game is all about prioritizing everything. There is no way I can do everything, so I'm trying to focus down a few specific things. The thing that I'm currently just trying to focus down is freeing Novend, the vending machine with a person stuck in it. But we now have all the parts that we need to build a ship mine for him. And I'm also trying to finish this, and I'm kind of hoping I can do this and this on the same one. So let's go build this thing. So we go to the Ort Fabricator. +1 ship mine core. And we just completed the things. We got another upgrade point, so now I have 2 upgrade points, meaning I can put all of my bonuses into interfacing. Alrighty. Please let this be worth it. So this will take Novend out of the vending machine and put him into the ship mind. Who I'm thinking then I can potentially give the ship mind to the mercenary, who will hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully I can do both of those things. If I can't do both of those things, then we're kind of screwed. But if I can do both of those things, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone here and potentially move a bunch of clocks forward, which are good for us. Ship mine diverted. Action unavailable. So now we can go to Novend. Sleeper must express plan before we begin. Novend is impatient with the prospect of being free of the vending machine. Clearly too much to take. It's clearly too much to shake. Ship mind has no output features. Will mute until slotted. You won't be able to speak? What's the plan? Chat, what do we say? Do we ask him more, or do we ask what the plan is? I mean, we did state once before that's a lot of effort for this thing to talk, so. What's the plan? I thought you were going to bed, Audio. The servo motors in the machine begin to rev, and Novend's anxiety is clear. First, imprint ship mind, then slot imprinted ship mind into physical ports close to hunter nests. Once slotted, we'll track hunter at each. Tracking will find core nest, slot ship mind at core nest, show hunter data to hunter. Hunter will conclude, sentence hunter will invoke killer. I'm worried killer's also gonna kill Novend. Shit got exciting, this is true. Sounds simple enough, and killer will kill, yes. The lights on the vending machine cycle as Novend prepares. Physical ports likely sealed in old station. We will need keys, but yes, simple. The vending machine rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting? This game is engrossing. Yes, this is true. Why slot you physically? I cannot ask access via network, too dangerous. Hunter would find immediately. The lights flicker. I'm not like you. Hybrid. Am native to cloud. Easy prey. What's the core nest? Hunter keeps central data storage protocol. Must keep data outside of self. Linked to secondary nests. Can triangulate from there. That's it. Let's start. The sound of the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovend, better be quick, or Heaven Age security will be here. Neovend's voice appears among the squeals like a whisper carried by the wind. Machine not designed for this task, few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind, wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms align with the ship mind. Clunky, scraping against it. Can I help or good luck? Will this leave the vending machine broken? I would assume so. Not like we were using it as a vending machine previously. Like, I don't think we ever bought anything from him or anything. Can I help? Silence best. Also, if machine ignite, put out fire. If machine ignite, put out fire. Naturally. Okay. The metal creaks as the servos open the ship mind. Its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the vending machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them and imprinting Neovend into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind to copy the neural structure of that person, who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person? In what ways are you something new? You know this much. You're a convenient loophole, a way of circumventing the legality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human. But what would you become if you escaped this frame? Where would the limits lie? The screeching stops, and the machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top of the compartment, the ship mind is whole again, and you reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neovend inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. I'm to find a nest to slot them into. Well, he didn't catch fire, so that's good. Sealed hunter nest. So we can unlock it. A mad tangle of wires as thick as your arm crowd around a server unit, sealed shut by a megalock. This must be the place. Hack the tangled nest. Among the webs of cables, you find a free port compatible with the ship mines. It's all Neovend from here. Aw, man. Another clock. Hunter hunted. Imprinted, ship mined, received. Oh, there's another sealed hunter nest over there, the atrium. All right, well, I'm gonna go here. Spend this last dice somewhere useful. We're gonna babysit. We got the negative outcome, but that's fine. It still moves that clock forward. We're not too hungry. We have no money. Oh, there's a drone bay down here too. Well, we need more dice. Body repaired. Yeah, same. There's some points where the text is hard to read in this game, but the majority of the time, it's fine. All right, chat. So I've been streaming for 11 hours and 40 minutes. Audio needs to go to bed, and I think this is a pretty okay end point here for today. We will finish this game this week. Thanks for calling you out. You called yourself out, mate. Waiting until I get a autosave thing down at the bottom. There we go. Quit to menu. Feels like a good spot, yeah. Kind of a night. We finished up a bunch of plot lines. We got some satisfying moments, some levity, some heaviness. That seems like a good end point. Another question. What the fuck do I do